Hello, wrestling fans! Welcome to this special preview edition of Victory Road by UnifiedWrestling.com and 123wrestling.co.uk. As always, I'm your host, Caesar Scorpio. Let's get started here with the only pay-per-view out of the big two companies for the month of March. Of course, WWE's putting all their chips into one basket called WrestleMania 28 on April 1st. So March belongs strictly to TNA. Let's get started here with what TNA decided to put in their basket here for March. Little love-hate relationship here in regards to this pay-per-view because the main event is actually non-title. But that does not mean this pay-per-view is not full of great matches. And my personal favorite is actually a title match. So let's get started here with the predictions with the card. This is going to be an 8-match pay-per-view. It's billed here at 8 matches. Of course, things happen, improv, whatever. But this is what actually is going to take place. It's sold and billed as an 8-match card. Again, one of these is going to be still a surprise match, talking about Robbie E. But let's get started here with this whole thing. First match of the night is going to be the Television Championship call-out, basically the challenge, open challenge by Robbie E, advising any superstar here on the TNA roster to take the belt from him. Open challenge. Of course, he's got Rob Terry by his side, the man with the list, that usually he's the great equalizer here when it comes to this. Basically becomes a handicap match for most parts. But this looks like it might be a change in regime here for Robbie E. Reason being is because he's had it for quite some time. It doesn't seem like he's had it for that long, but he took it from Eric Young quite a while ago, and it looks like it might be a time for a change. Now, open challenge usually means surprises, and barring any kind of extreme surprise, which means anybody from AAA or anybody that we haven't seen in TNA for quite some time, maybe Alex Shelley, even though he has wrestled recently, maybe Sabin, that would be sick. But, barring any kind of extreme surprises, we still see that there's going to be a change in hands. So, again, that's what I'm predicting here. Caesar Scorpio's doing. Doesn't mean you can agree with it, but I see a change in hands here for this championship. Strictly, again, because of the strength that the main event is a non-title. Got to do something here. There's got to be something changing hands. All right, next match is going to be a grudge match, non-title. Of course, nobody has a title on the line. Talking about Kurt Angle versus Jeff Hardy. Now, this match would be a lot more entertaining if it was on a cage. These guys are known for their cage matches. These guys can put it all on the line, and it seems that for some reason they're going to hold something back, possibly because a rematch is in the works for these two guys. Later pay-per-views, maybe here's some Impact Wrestling shows. Yet to see. But this is going to be an interesting match. I see Jeff Hardy winning this match. Now, the reason being is because Jeff Hardy, again, is on his way up here from this dilemma that happened last year in regards to his suspension and building his name and his career back up. Now, doesn't mean that Kurt Angle is on his way out. He, again, has been saying that he's going to be training here for the Olympics. Time is short. He looks skinnier than ever, and it doesn't really look like he's packed up that much more muscle. Now, is he trying to drop down in weight division here for the Olympics? Not sure, but looks kind of sickly if you ask me. I expect Jeff Hardy to pull the W in that match. Next one we have is the knockouts match between Madison Rayne and Gail Kim. Now, as we know, Madison Rayne had issues here with Gail Kim, basically jealousy issues, because she wanted to make sure that she got herself a title shot. She's been saying that Gail Kim is her sister. Of course, they had a knockout tag team championships together for some time before Eric Young and ODB decided to take them from him. So there's some secret hatred between these two. Not so secret here for Gail Kim, but it is for Madison Rayne. Expect Madison Rayne to double cross, as only Madison Rayne knows how to do, Gail Kim, but I still see Gail Kim holding on to this belt. Reason being, Gail Kim came to TNA, promised the world, heck, she was undisputed Knockouts champion with tag team around her waist and also championship gold. So expect that to continue. Expect the friendship between the two to evaporate, and expect some fireworks in that match. Both ladies, by the way, are crazy good wrestlers. They bring action, they bring beauty to the ring. This is one of those rare instances where the beauty matches the talent. And this is set itself up for a great match. Hopefully you guys enjoy it as much as I will. And again, not much you can say more about this great match. After that, we have my personal favorite, TNA X Division Championship match between Zema Ion and Austin Aries. Now, this match is putting 2 of the top 5 wrestlers today against each other. Talking about Zema Ion and Austin Aries. Whew, it's even tough to call this match. Only reason why I'm going against my boy Austin Aries, which means I'm picking Zema Ion to be the new X Division champion, is because Zema Ion has been climbing the ladder with authority. And these moves that he's getting off on these guys, besides Jesse Sorensen, the botch up there. Jesse Sorensen, I blame him for the debacle. But that's another show. This is something that he's earned step by step. He's earned this title shot. And of course, my feeling is he's earned the belt. You heard Austin Aries say it on Impact. He's had the belt for longer than any other X Division superstar has had a title reign in TNA history. That being said, it's time for it to come to an end. All right? Expect Zema Ion to be the new X Division champion, and great matches follow that. You can have a rematch with Austin Aries, the myriad here of X Division superstars that can flip the bill, sell pay-per-views. It just ends up being awesome to follow up. So expect that to happen, and we'll see what happens here at the actual pay-per-view. After that, let's go with the next match. It's going to be AJ Styles and Mr. Anderson, the Prodigal Son returns, versus Christopher Daniels and Kazarian. Now, we all know the story here with Christopher Daniels and Kazarian having some secret hatred to AJ Styles. Kazarian finally opened up and said, "We hate you because you just think you're all that. You're not. You're the one pushing away friends. We're not leaving you. You're pushing us away." Didn't really see that happening, but it actually did. Transpired that way. And now we have ourselves a tag team match. Mr. Anderson coming back here from AAA Lucha Libre Mexico, and looks like he's gained a little bit of weight, but again, still has his swagger with him. Still calls himself the asshole, and still has the asshole nation on his side. So this is going to be interesting. Whether or not Mr. Anderson can be trusted, seeing how he just came back, fairly new, yet to be seen. Are they going to have a secret faction here? The ex-friend nation of AJ Styles, and have Mr. Anderson be part of that? I don't know. But I do expect AJ Styles to lose this match by being pinned by Kazarian. I think Kazarian and Christopher Daniels end up being a good tag team strictly because they hate AJ Styles in unity. So expect that to happen. Unfortunately, because AJ Styles is one of my top wrestlers, but he knows how to sell it. He knows how to put his body on the line. Nobody sells out like AJ Styles. And expect this match to be fireworks all around. Mr. Anderson has big shoes to fill. He's wrestling with X Division guys. For the most part, these guys are X Division. All right, he's fighting with these guys, trying to hang toe-to-toe with these guys. So he's going to come out of his shell and try to produce like he hasn't produced before. These guys are fast-paced. These guys bring it, and bring it. So, Mr. Anderson, I'm watching Mr. Anderson, seeing if he can compete and keep pace with this fast-paced style of wrestling brought by these guys from the old fortune. All right, after that, we have another grudge match here. Basically, number one contender, but not really. I'll explain that in a little bit. Bully Ray versus James Storm. Now, Bully Ray and James Storm have had this vendetta ever since James Storm became the number one contender by defeating Bully Ray. But Bully Ray wants a rematch. Here we go. Rematch taken, and here we go. Now, this is not for the number one contendership. That still belongs to James Storm. And James Storm is scheduled to meet with his old beer money ally, Bobby Roode, at the next pay-per-view. That being said, they have to fill matches for this card. Hence, lackluster pay-per-view. And that's basically the match. This is a match that we've seen before. This is a match that has been shown before in Impact Wrestling. And I think it's going to be the same outcome. James Storm will defeat Bully Ray to not only maintain face, but to leave no doubt that he is the #1 contender when he meets up with Bobby Roode. All right. After that, we have a tag team TNA title match between Crimson and Matt Morgan versus Samoa Joe and Magnus. Now, this is a rematch of the actual title match that got Magnus and Samoa Joe the tag team championships, but a little bit of friction between Matt Morgan and Crimson. I think this match, of course, is going to go to the champions. We have Samoa Joe here and Magnus maintaining, but the way this is going to happen is going to be interesting because we've seen these guys go back and forth as to whose fault it was for losing the championship, the tag team gold. And they're going back and forth. Matt Morgan, I think, is going to have enough on the mind when it comes to Crimson and to go off on him. He might end up costing Crimson his first loss. Don't be surprised if Crimson is the one who is pinned. And if Crimson is pinned in this match, I don't care if it's not singles. I'm calling it his first loss. All right? Mark my words. First loss for Crimson at this pay-per-view. Calling it. All right. After that, we have the main event. Now, the main event, as I mentioned here, is non-title, but it is a no-holds-barred match between Sting and Bobby Roode. Now, 10 years ago, I would have said that, yeah, Sting's going to be a good match. Bobby Roode is one of the top wrestlers in the world today. But does he have enough to carry Sting and make this match more than it really is? That is yet to be seen. I expect Sting to be beat. I expect Sting to possibly be battered, had to be carried out. I expect him to get run over in this match. Bobby Roode, of course, is going to be defending his championship next month versus his old ally here, James Storm, and a loss under his belt is not needed. Expect him to get the W, to roll over Sting. Might be entertaining here. Might be a good 10, 15-minute long match. Maybe. No, not 20. I don't see 20 minutes. But maybe, 10, 15-minute long match. And entertaining, have its moments. Of course, Psycho Sting is always fun to watch. But not anything that's going to change your life, all right? Just letting you know. Now, that is the actual 8 matches scheduled for the pay-per-view here this Sunday, March 18th. TNA, Victory Road. Watch it. If you can't watch it, get by your computer, go to UnifiedWrestling.com and follow yours truly live coverage while it's going on, all right? Also, stay tuned for our post-match show. After the pay-per-view, myself and Invincible E. Vincent will be giving you all the reviews and how the actual pay-per-view shook down. From myself, Caesar Scorpio, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, Victory Road, March 18th. Entertaining. Check it out. Talk to you then.